Good day everyone, and welcome to Adventures with Parker, and furthermore, welcome to the 6th and final installment of my solo Florida trip series. If you've been following along, you'll know that in my last episode, I spent the morning at Animal Kingdom, but this time, we are moving over to Magic Kingdom, the final park that I had not yet been to. And most of this episode is going to focus on Magic Kingdom, where I'm going to do a lot of my old favorites, such as Haunted Mansion, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Pirates of the Caribbean, the Carousel of Progress. But, and perhaps this is a bit of a spoiler alert for what's to come, I also managed to get a position in the virtual queue for TRON Lightcycle Run, which I have not had a chance to experience yet until this visit. So that's very exciting. In addition to that, if you watched my last episode, you might remember that I also purchased an individual lightning lane for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. So, of course, even though we are focusing on Magic Kingdom here, I had to do a little trip over to Epcot to ride that, and did a couple other things over there. So I guess we're kind of doing two parts in this episode, but yeah, it's going to be such a great time. There's a lot of exciting things happening here that I'm really excited to share with you guys. So without any further ado, let the Disney adventures begin. And at long last, we have made it to Magic Kingdom. Now, there's something about saving Magic Kingdom for last that I do really like. I mean, it kind of builds up the anticipation, kind of like saving the best for last, at least in terms of that Disney feel and the Disney magic. Like, I've been itching to get here. I mean, I love the other parks so much, but there's something like just extra magical about Magic Kingdom. That's not even to say that it's my favorite park of the four. It's just, it has a certain feel that sometimes I think I should start with Magic Kingdom, but either way, we are here, and I couldn't be happier. Alright, so I didn't stick around for the whole show, but I got to see the beginning of Mickey's magical friendship fair, which is kind of interesting because the last time I stopped to watch the stage show was all the way back in 2017, and at that time it was Mickey's Royal Friendship Fair, which is very similar. They use the same numbers, they have the same characters, and it's the same general premise, but they changed some of the dialogue in between. So there's some very slight differences, but there's also a lot of stuff that I recognize as being reused. Also, I managed to snag a spot in the virtual queue for Tron, so it looks like I'm going to be able to do Cosmic Rewind and Tron today, which is like such a relief. I'm so happy. The only thing I'm worried about now is A, if they call my boarding group when I'm over at Epcot, and B, if I get called during the fireworks, because I want to stop and I want to be able to watch Happily Ever After, but I'm sure they'll be able to accommodate that pretty well.
It's time to respond. Send us a message from somewhere beyond. Goblins and ghoulies from last Halloween. Awaken the spirits with your tambourine.
Happy haunts me.
Alrighty, so my first Magic Kingdom ride of the day was the Haunted Mansion, and it's always a tradition for me to start off anytime I'm in the Magic Kingdom with Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion was actually the very first Disney ride I ever did, all the way back in 2007, so I like to keep up that tradition. It's just one of those little things I like to do every time I come to Disney. Not only that, but Haunted Mansion is probably my favorite, absolute #1 favorite ride here on property, maybe tied with Flight of Passage now, but still, it's kind of a debate between do I go the classic route or the modern route. Either way, I just love the ride so much. I love the spooky vibes. I love all of the lore and the extended backstory of it. And I mean, this time around, I got to see the Hatbox Ghost for the first time. So that was really cool getting to see it in person. I don't hate the location as much as I thought I would. Now that I'm seeing it in person, it kind of works there. I mean, there is a big debate about should the Hatbox Ghost really be there, because you're not supposed to see any ghosts materialize until you get to the ballroom scene, so it's kind of breaking form. But you know what, I think it works. It's not bad, and I'm just happy that we finally did get the Hatbox Ghost on the East Coast after all these years. All right, and here we have our look at Tiana's Bayou Adventure, the ride formerly known as Splash Mountain. Of course, now it's getting its retheme into Tiana's Bayou Adventure, themed to Princess and the Frog. And I'm actually very excited for this. I love the Princess and the Frog film. And although Splash Mountain was a classic and it's going to be missed, I'm very excited for what this ride might bring. I actually think that Disney is doing a lot of things right with this attraction. I know they're putting a lot of detail and care into this makeover, so yeah, it'll be exciting to see it open, and it should be soon. Like, I think this spring or by summer at the latest, it will be open, taking riders down that drop once again. And I don't know when I'll be back to experience it, but I hope to be back kind of soonish, because like I said, like, this is a project that I'm really looking forward to, and it has grown on me so much over the years, the more I learn about it. So yeah, this is what we have so far.
Offer your fancy a swim with Davy Jones.
Tell him, Carlos, don't be cheating.
Pipe down, you lily-livered lover! Strike your feathers, dearie. Show 'em your flock.
It's a fine treasure indeed. Is that not true, like romantic winged beast?
Alright, so we already knocked down my two favorite rides in the park, Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean. Both so good. I am such a big fan of those classic dark rides and anything that uses like animatronics and practical effects and has a good underscore, so that was awesome. I'm already beyond happy with my day, but we are now leaving the Magic Kingdom to make our way over to Epcot because it's just about time to use my lightning lane for Cosmic Rewind, and I'm really excited to try that one. Again, that and Tron are basically the whole reason why I decided to tack on Disney to this trip in the first place, you know, aside from my general love of the place. But yeah, I think I'm gonna take the monorail over because I haven't had a chance to do the monorail yet this visit, and you know, I gotta pay some love to all of my favorite modes of transportation here. We did the Skyliner yesterday, monorail today. Let's make it happen. Once again, I find myself in Epcot. I still have some time before my lightning lane, so I think the first thing we're going to do is head over to Club Cool, try some beverages, and maybe get a Mickey bar, because I need to get a Mickey bar today. It is a tradition for every trip, I mean at least once. So considering that today is my last day, my chances are running out. So we're gonna do it. All right, and there we have it. My first and probably only Mickey ice cream bar of the trip. Are they a little overpriced? Sure, but they bring me so much joy, and that's all you need. Okay, we're in Club Cool, and drink number one. We're starting strong with the Beverly. Okay, I really don't hate it. I really don't. I think I'm one of the few people who actually doesn't mind it. I wouldn't order this. Like, it's not my first choice, but it's tolerable. Or is it? No, it's hitting me. Number two is the Viva from Moldova, which, if I remember my last visit, I think this one ended up being my favorite. Yes, okay, this was the one I was thinking of. It is very sweet and very like fruity. Definitely a combination that I love, and definitely needed after the Beverly. All right, it is time. I am about to use my lightning lane and for the very first time ride Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. I'm so excited for this. I've been looking forward to this all week, and I'm so glad that I managed to make it work out, because I was really worried this morning. Again, for some reason it was showing that the payment wasn't processing, but it ended up going through. We are here, we are making it happen, and for the most part I have managed to avoid most of the big spoilers. Like, I know that it's an indoor roller coaster, I know it has a launch, I know the vehicles rotate and spin a bit, and I know there's a part where you encircle the Earth and there's something with the Big Bang. Beyond that, everything's going to be a complete surprise for me, which is very rare for me when it comes to new attractions. I usually either have something spoiled or I let my curiosity get the better of me and I look things up myself. But yeah, I haven't seen any POVs for this, so let's head on in. I'm so excited. Let's do this. Alrighty, and that was my first ride on Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. It was so fun. It was just such an exhilarating experience. I think the ride worked really well with the way it was able to rotate. Like, it didn't spin. It wasn't like anything too intense, but it allowed you to see different scenes and just experience different forces that you wouldn't otherwise have on a traditional roller coaster. I also really like how they executed the story. There isn't a whole lot of practical effects in there. There's a few figures that you'll go by, but a lot of the storytelling was done by this huge screen inside. But as much as screens aren't always the best for theme park attractions, it actually worked really well in this case. It was quite epic in proportions. And you know what? The level of theming kind of reminded me of Velocicoaster. Obviously, this ride is much tamer. It's more in line with maybe like a Big Thunder or a Space Mountain. But it was just so well brought together, and I'm a big fan. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that if you choose to use the lightning lane like I did today, you won't be able to see any of the wonders of Xandar Pavilion. You skip right past all that, so I can't really speak to what that was like. I hear it's pretty cool, and I mean, hopefully on a future visit, I'll be able to snag that virtual queue and experience it, but obviously not complaining. I mean, the main goal was for me to get on it. And the other thing is that I actually got to ride twice. So my first ride, I was actually riding with some cast members, and I should speak on the music, because the music is randomly selected each time you ride. First ride, we got Rule the World, super fun, it's a banger. But yeah, anyways, I was riding with some cast members, and you know, we were chatting like, hey, this is my first time riding, whatever. And they, you know, kind of pulled me aside and kind of backdoored me back to the station so I could ride again. So first ride was kind of towards the front. Second ride, I got a back row ride. So I got to experience both ends of the coaster, and that's really cool. Again, because the launch actually launches you backwards, which is different from most launch coasters. So that was cool that I got to do it both ways. And I mean, the fact that I was able to do it twice, like not many people get to do that. It's either you do a virtual queue, you do a lightning lane, you get one ride a day, that's it. So I'm very grateful for that. And the song on the second one was Iran. I think that's the name of the song. Also a banger. I mean, there's nothing but bangers in Guardians of the Galaxy, so that should be a surprise. But I feel like I'm just keep on gushing, but I have nothing but good things to say about that ride. That was such an amazing experience, and definitely with those cast members allowing me a second ride, such a magical moment. I mean, I'm so appreciative of that. Anyways, it is almost time for my virtual queue for Tron, so I'm going to make my way out of the park and head back to Magic Kingdom. All right, and before we hop on the monorail, which looks like it's just arriving now, I stopped at the Joffrey's booth outside the gate to get the Figment of Caramel Cold Brew, which has their caramel mudside cold brew and some chocolate, caramel, and peanut butter flavors, and of course it's topped with whipped cream. It looks really good, and I'm excited for the caffeine boost. Alrighty, I made it to Tomorrowland, and once again, getting a new experience here at Disney as we head on over to Tron Lightcycle Run. I don't want to sound like a broken record here, because I feel like I'm repeating myself saying, oh, cool, new thing, I'm so excited. But it's true, I am. And especially with Tron, because this is an attraction I've been following, I mean, ever since it was first announced for Shanghai Disneyland, which is the only other version of this ride where it exists is in Shanghai. So I've always wanted to ride it, and I was so excited when they announced that they were also bringing it to Magic Kingdom. And yeah, last time I was here in 2022, the ride was still very much under construction. I think they were just finishing up the canopy. But here we are, I'm gonna ride it, and yeah, I'll let you know my thoughts as soon as I get off. All right, so they did say that there is a delay right now, but given that, they said it's fine if we like went out, experienced other attractions, and came back later. They said that they'd still honor the virtual queue even if that time is expired. Honestly, I'm not mad at that because that means I get to experience the ride at night, which would be a really cool experience. So yeah, looks like they might actually be running some trains again. I'm not really sure. Might have been just a short delay, but either way, because I can afford to extend that window a little longer, I'm gonna go ahead and do, I think People Mover might actually be the easiest one to get on real quick.
It's a dream come true for you and me, so there's a great big beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day. There's a great big beautiful tomorrow, just a dream away.
Yeah, it looks like the Robins are getting ready to celebrate Valentine's Day today. What year is it? Oh, right around the turn of the century. And believe me, things couldn't be any better than they are today.
Electric lights? No more kerosene, no more gas.
Sarah sure gets to the core of the apple.
But we do have this new wash day marvel. Now it takes me only 5 hours to do the wash. Imagine, it used to take 2 days.
Whoa there, you blow a fuse. Crap, that's the third one this week. I buy fuses by the case. Uh-oh, and I've blown the whole neighborhood again.
What do you think of my jack-o'-lantern?
Oh, boy, that's scary.
That's because I'm using my beautiful sister Patty's picture for a model.
Down, Rover. Jim, Rover appreciates your joke.
Now, you're always kidding poor Patty. She's certainly prettier than either of you.
It's a dream come true for you and me.
So there's a great big beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day. There's a great big beautiful tomorrow, just a dream away.
Update, Tron is still down. It's also starting to spit out, which is, I mean, I was due. It's always got to rain at least once during your Florida trip, and I've had nothing but blue skies for the rest of the visit. So I guess this is all part of the process. But yeah, Tron is still delayed. So maybe, I don't know. I think I'm gonna find another ride to do. But we are an hour away from the fireworks, assuming they're still going to go off as planned. I know that Tron is being delayed due to lightning, so I'm not sure that's going to affect the fireworks as well. But you know what? We'll just go with the flow and play it by ear. Ooh, here's a ride I haven't been on in a hot minute. Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid. And it doesn't look like it has a long wait, so I think this might be perfect. We'll do that real quick, and then we'll head back to Main Street to find a spot for the fireworks. Let's go!
Yeah, we'll go next time, okay?
Between you and me, the crabs need all the help they can get. They're easily confused and angered. Oh, such tempers. Oh, ladies and gentle humans, we have a very special musical interlude for you. Let's give a big warm round of applause to Salty and Stew. Yeah. Triton as the Sebastian to keep an eye on Ariel. Wait, the began with King Tripe got all mad and Ursula took Ariel's voice and... Whew, they were working too hard.
One day when the boss get hungry, yes, you will be a big plate. Under the sea, under the sea. Nobody beat us, fry us, and eat us into the sea. We work the land folks love to cook. Under the sea, we off the hook. We got no troubles, life is the bubbles. Under the sea, under the sea, under the sea. Since life is swinging, we got to be here naturally. Even the skeleton and the rain, they get the rain, it's not the rain. We got the spirit, you got to hear it under the sea.
And Ursula's powers are greater even than Triton's.
Those poor unfortunate souls, so sad, so true. They come fucking to my whole life. They don't touch me, and I help them. Yes, I do. Aduga, Saruga, come winds of the Caspian Sea. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, my oh my, like a boy too shy, ain't gonna kiss me, girl. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, in that side, they need to shade too high, ain't gonna miss me, girl.
So my grandma's favorite ride is It's a Small World, and although it's not a ride I would usually prioritize, I did make a promise to her that I would ride it on her behalf. So Grandma, this is for you. Let this stand as videographic evidence that I did in fact ride It's a Small World, just for you. Love you, Grandma.
parece el chocolate. No es el pelo. No es el naranja.
Alright, we made it to the Main Street hub. We're standing here in front of Cinderella Castle, and in just 5 minutes, Happily Ever After will begin. Now, of course, this isn't my first time seeing Disney fireworks. I mean, I proposed to my fiance 2 years ago during Enchantment, but this is my first time seeing Happily Ever After, so this is going to be really special for me. This is a show that I've heard so much about, and I've always wanted to see. It's starting. And that was my first time seeing Happily Ever After. Oh man, that was good. I understand why people love this show so much. And don't get me wrong, like I still enjoyed Enchantment, but this had just something that put it above that show. Like it had a little more heart. I loved it so much. And I think something I like too that I noticed with this that I didn't notice with Enchantment is that there's a little more interaction between the projections and the fireworks. Like, you know, there's a point where Merida shot off her bow and it caused a firework to flash when it, you know, shut off. So that was really cool. And I love this song. You can hear it right now. It's so catchy. I play it all the time in the car or wherever. So, oh man, to see the show in person, this makes me so happy. And I swear this is all rain. None of it is tears. Okay, that's a lie. That's a really big lie. Quite a bit of it is tears. Don't tell anyone. So it's still very rainy outside and I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I figured that was the perfect opportunity for me to come here to Peco's Tall Tales Inn. And here I have the vegetable rice bowl with chicken, which looks really good. And of course it comes with tomato, lettuce, and you also get sides of sour cream, salsa, and cheese. And then of course had to get a Coke. And yeah, I'm really hungry and we're just gonna dig in. All right, so the rain has cleared, and if I'm not mistaken, Tron should be back open, which means we can go back, join the virtual queue, and finally get my ride on it. Oh man, this has been a long time coming, but it's gonna happen. At least I really hope it does. It'd be pretty awkward if it doesn't. Let's go. Okay, we are in the queue for Tron. It's actually happening, and I'm so happy about that.
In the Lightcycle run, there are winners and there are losers. Are you?
Alright, I just got off of my first ride on Tron Lightcycle Run, and what a cool and unique experience. It's not very often that a coaster is able to surprise me at this point, but Tron Lightcycle Run definitely blew my expectations away. Like, there it goes now. But no, it is such a cool ride. And I mean, this isn't my first motorbike coaster. I've done Moto Coaster at Darien Lake before, and that one was made by Zamperla, but it is nothing compared to this. This ride is honestly quite a bit more intense than I was expecting it to be, which is a good thing. I've always thought that Disney should do something a little more thrilling with their coasters, and Tron definitely meets that mark. Especially with that first launch, it was a lot more powerful than I was expecting, which was just so fun and so cool. Now, I managed to get a back row ride, which was awesome, and I actually somehow, even in that motorcycle position, managed to get a little bit of airtime, which was really cool. Like my shins kind of lifted out of the restraint for a moment. But yeah, it's a thrilling ride, it's visually impressive, and I'm so happy I was able to make this happen. I was kind of scared that I wouldn't be able to, given the struggle getting a virtual queue, all of the delays with weather, but it happened, and what a way to end off the trip. I mean, I might be able to get a few more rides in before the park closes, but still, like, this is the perfect ending to a perfect day to what has been a wonderful, like, vacation. So I can't ask for anything more. There's one last thing I had to do today before going home, and that was to get a Dole Whip from Aloha Isle. It's a classic. You always have to get a Dole Whip when you come to Disney. So now, I mean, I've already said my trip is complete, but now it really is complete. All right, well, that's going to do it for my day at Magic Kingdom, and that's also a wrap on my solo Florida trip vlogs. Overall, I don't think I could have asked for a better day. I did so much, so much in that one day, and the fact that I got to do both Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind and Tron Lightcycle Run all in one day is mind-blowing, and I am so grateful that things worked out the way they did. And keep in mind, doing these Disney days was a bonus to begin with because, I mean, the whole purpose of my trip was really to focus on Universal, but I tacked on these 2 Disney days so I could try to do Tron and Guardians of the Galaxy. But when I didn't get either of those the first day, I was getting so nervous that I would have to sacrifice one, or even worse, not do either of them. But yeah, it just all worked out, and I am just so happy. And of course, as you saw, those aren't the only 2 things I got to do today. So I got to revisit all of my old favorites, and of course, I got to see Happily Ever After, which was really, really special. Now, I do want to quickly talk about doing a solo trip to Disney because I really enjoyed it. I had a great time, and I think there's a lot of freedom in going by yourself to be able to make spontaneous decisions, and you know, like you just don't have to worry about what other people want or need. You can just do what you want in the moment. So if I wanted to run around from ride to ride, I could do that. Or if I wanted to take things slow and film things for a bit and just vibe, I could do that too. However, I kind of wish I had a Michael with me, especially on this day, and especially to see Happily Ever After. I mean, I love the show, and I'm so glad that I finally got to see it, but I don't know, I just remember thinking in this moment, oh man, I wish Michael were here, and I mean, I'm sure he wished he were there too. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to join me on this trip, and I mean, I am so grateful that he is cool with me traveling without him all the time, but I really do wish he could join me more. So next time, hopefully we'll be able to see Happily Ever After together. The other thing about this trip is that because I was so limited on time, I had to cram all 4 Disney parks into 2 days. And having done Disney before, I think that worked out for me because I could just focus on my favorites as well as the new to me experiences. So I didn't really feel like I was missing out on too much. And as you guys saw, I hit all of the highlights anyways. But I think going forwards, I would rather spread my trip out a little bit, especially because even though I go to Disney more often than the average person, I'm also not the kind of person who's going every single year. Like, I only go maybe once every few years, if that. So yeah, I think going forwards, I would rather dedicate 1 day for each park, or get park hopper, but make sure I have a total of 4 days and spread everything out a little more. Other than that, I think this was a fantastic trip. I had such a good time, and yeah, thank you so much for watching and following along. I really hope you enjoyed watching this little series, and if you want more Disney adventures, there's gonna be a few more to come because pretty soon I'm going to be starting my big California adventure vlog series. Probably, I was gonna say this month, but now that we're getting into the haunt season at the time that this video is being released, it's probably going to be a while since I like to prioritize those fall/haunt videos first. But soon, we're coming up to it, so stay tuned. There is more to come, and in the meantime, if you don't want to miss any of those adventures or any of my other adventures from theme parks, attractions, and beyond, be sure to subscribe. You can also find me on social media. I'm at @ADBParker on Instagram, Threads, and Twitter, and at Adventures with Parker on TikTok and Facebook. As always, big shout out to my Patreon members for going above and beyond and supporting this channel and helping me to make it as best as it can be. And if you're interested in supporting the channel for as little as a $2 a month in exchange for some sweet perks and bonus content, head on over to patreon.com/ADBParker to learn more. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, the adventures are calling. Bye! I'm gonna ride it. I never... Oh, sorry, go by me.